And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to In the Nest, the Emmaus Athletic Podcast. I'm your co-host, Shane Douglas, here with my trusted, loving partner, Matthew Tomlinson. How you doing, dude?
Shane, I'm good. How are you?
This
is what? Episode
15?
Oh,
I don't
total,
know.
But episode 2 for In the Nest.
Hey, I don't count those last year's episodes. This is new. This is In the Nest, episode 2.
In the Nest.
Episode 2, season 1, or 1.1, season 1, 2.0. I never know how to introduce you. I just said loving. What does that mean? You know?
Huh? I don't know.
You know?
Everyone knows who we are.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm always, if you got any ideas of how I should, introduce your name, Loving Matt. The Matt Loving Tomlinson. Matt Moneymaker.
This is when Will presses the equal key. No, I'm just kidding.
No, please don't do that. How you doing, Matt? Everything going good?
So far, so good. Glad that we're back for another episode. It's been a great week so far. It's kind of, as we both know, travel season is going to start picking up for athletics, for admissions.
Yeah, we had
everything is going to start flying by, literally.
We had a travel meeting the other day, and once when we got to the month of October, it's like Shane, you're gone. I'm gone the whole month. So whatever.
Here to and fro.
That did not. It's whatever. It'll be fun going to all those fairs, talking to people, representing Emmaus. Love it. Gotta love it. But yeah, this episode sponsored by Panera. Obviously, got it right here. I like the charged lemonade drinks, but they're so.
It's
very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. So what I do, this is a mixture.
On you.
This is we're not actually sponsored. So, but. What I will say was really fun, and this I've learned this from some people, is mixing it. Not the drinks together. So this is the green tea mixed with half of the charged, so you don't get the full.
So you only get 8,000 milligrams of caffeine
instead of 200 grams of sugar, you only get 100. So it's it evens out, right? But no, the green tea is super good. I loved it. But we had what was for lunch today? Fish and chips. Yeah, so I wasn't gonna do fish and chips. I'm sorry, kitchen staff. I worked in a kitchen 2 years. I'm not about to do that. Yeah. So either way, though, so fun episode coming up today. We just talked about it literally 2 minutes ago. What we're gonna talk about. I'm joking. It
was 1 minute ago.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. That's exactly. So today in the podcast, we're going to I got a little thing to talk about. We're gonna talk about scrimmages that happened last week.
Soccer on Saturday, and then volleyball on Tuesday.
So we're going to recap some of highlights and stuff and exciting things from the scrimmages a little bit. We're going to talk about upcoming games. So the match today
against Maranatha
for the men's soccer team, and then the match tomorrow, Friday, for the women's volleyball team against Manhattan.
Defending conference champ Manhattan. And then Saturday
against Barclay.
And then cross country is at their first meet of the year on Friday.
And so we'll talk about those upcoming games and meets. And then we'll talk about a little kind of a segment. Half of a segment is a players to watch.
We kind of talked about last week, but it'll be a little different this week.
Yeah, players and contestants to watch going into this week. So for the race for cross country as well as for the match on or today and Friday and Saturday. So just kind of talk about those players, and then a new little segment that we will be introducing more and more.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with this one.
Oh yeah, we will. It will be a top 5. So very basic. You're like, whoa, okay,
cool.
But top 5. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things. Let's not give them any teasers.
It means you have to tune in to find out what the top 5s will be moving forward.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of, we have a lot of fun ideas coming up of history of Emmaus, etc. A lot of it is athletic, but some is fun. So today you'll find out what the top 5, should we tell them what the top 5 is today? It's a little fun.
Sure, let's do it.
We're going to talk about the beloved coffee bean and the top 5 coffee bean drinks. I'm not a coffee connoisseur. You are.
I am.
So
but I get the same thing every time. So
there you go. So we got 2 different perspectives going into it.
It'll be a good one.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. But this weekend is Labor Day, right?
On Monday.
Monday is Labor Day. So Labor Day weekend, full weekend, tons of events and fun activities for the students here on campus.
Fun time to be a student here or be around campus because of just all the great activities that the student union puts on, and it's always a fun time to just for the cookout, for the sand volleyball tournament that they always do. I think this year they're doing a Mario Kart tournament. So like,
yeah,
a lot of fun things to do while still stick around.
I took a picture of it because a long time ago, but I'm happy I did because now we can like talk about it. So like Friday they're doing a bingo fire night.
A bingo fire night.
A bingo. Yeah, I don't know. Or do they play bingo
on the fire? No.
Like, how does that work?
Bingo, or is it bingo fire. Around a fire?
I think it's around the fire.
I guess we'll have to find out.
It's both. Maybe it's separated. Maybe. I would love to see them combined. You know how a whatever.
You get the right one. You have to go in the fire and get a.
If you don't win,
sear it with or something.
If you don't win, maybe I don't know. Saturday they're gonna do a farmers market fun. That's the title.
Hey,
farmers market fun.
Farmers market.
Hey, actually, that's a legit.
Super nice.
I mean, I'm from Des Moines, and we have a really nice farmers market in Des Moines, but Dubuque's pretty good.
Especially if you go to Adobo's and get the breakfast
You're
burrito.
Adobo's guy?
I'm an Adobo's guy, yes.
What's better, Ponch or Chipotle?
Hands down, Ponch.
Dude, that is so wrong. Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with...
What's wrong with you?
Okay, as like, you're not even Iowan. You're from Wyoming. What the heck, man? So, I'm Iowan. If someone should be sticking up for Poncheros...
It's you.
It's me. Chipotle. It's so much.
Check yourself out.
Here's the thing. Shout out to Cody Kennard, Chunk Reeves for kind of shifting my mentality. You know, like I definitely loved Ponch growing up.
Shane,
it's the Ponch. Ingredients are so much better at Chipotle. Yeah, but you at the beginning,
you don't get the jalapeno diced things at Chipotle, and it's like $95 for queso and chips.
Who cares about queso? Who cares about diced jalapenos?
My wallet cares about it.
What are you talking about? Just like the rice, the beans, the meat, the toppings, like so much better at Chipotle.
All right.
Will, are you shaking your head? Are you like agreeing with us?
This isn't part of the top 5 though.
This is not.
I'm Chipotle.
There you go. Will's Chipotle. Sir Will Cunningham. Chipotle. Maybe this will be a top 5. Another thing to talk about later on. So, but for you listeners, let us know in the comments, in person, or
and
through.
Tell Shane that he's wrong.
No, I am not. Oh, dude. See, people outside of Iowa.
Hey, tighten up.
Tighten up. People outside of Iowa don't care about Poncheros because it doesn't really exist either way. And then they got a game in the afternoon, Mario Kart tournament, a Powder Puff Rough and Tough. What's Rough and Tough?
I know, that's what when I saw that, I'm like, obviously we know what Powder Puff is, but what is Rough and Tough?
I remember they did Powder Puff for like the first time in a long time, like a year or two ago.
Something like that.
It was really rough because they didn't, like, no one had practice, and a lot of the girls didn't know they did not have good coaches. I blame the coaches, not the girls. With that said, do you know what Rough and Tough is, Will?
No idea. I guess we'll find out on Friday, Saturday.
Sounds fun.
I guess so, yeah.
I wonder if it'll be rough.
I don't know what it'll be, but we'll find out.
Maybe a little tough, but and then
a little tough rough.
Yeah. And then Sundays for the Sabbath, and Monday the annual volleyball tournament. And slip and slide. Sand volleyball and the slip and slide is coming back, which is awesome.
That was one of my favorite things as a student was the slip and slide.
My freshman year, I vividly remember, shout out to Enoch Sanchez, him sliding down the hill and someone surfing on him and running into hay bales at the end. It was an incredible scene.
I would always go down and like launch myself over the hay bales.
Really?
And then they're like, stop, don't do that. I was like...
Okay. Fall into the street. But Labor Day is fun. I really enjoyed Labor Day. Really great time. Slip and slide volleyball tournament. Never won. I've only participated maybe like twice or 3 times. When we were allowed to create our own team, I created like the perfect team.
Perfectly balanced.
But then like, no offense to anyone, but we had like 1 or 2 friends that were like, I want to join. We're like, you're not that good, man.
That's always.
Please join. This is like, we love you.
Incredibly off topic, but that's always a fun thing when there's 2 different versions of intramurals. It's like the people that are like not super competitive, but like want to win, and then like the teams that like just pick their friend group, and you're like, oh man.
I remember many times someone picking for intramurals. Once when you saw them as a captain, they're gonna pick me.
Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me.
Man, I remember. I think of Chunk specifically, Chunk Reeves, and many situations where a friend of his would always take him, and he would have to try to carry his team to the championship. All right. Well, we spent a long time talking about nonsense.
That was the longest intro ever.
Yeah, probably. But, fun times. But let's get to the scrimmages, right? So let's talk about the Saturday scrimmage against Co College with the men's soccer team. So they didn't start a lot of their starters.
No, and I think that's what a lot of people don't necessarily understand what a scrimmage is. Like the intention of a scrimmage, like obviously the intention of a game is to like play at your best and put yourself in the position to win. But a scrimmage, on the other hand, that's why it's called a scrimmage. It's to get out there and to get different looks at your players. And so like a lot of, especially for soccer on Saturday, there were a lot of guys that were kind of playing out of position because Coach McHugh and Coach Raz and Coach Flores wanted to see different looks or how different groups of guys reacted in different situations. And so I kept reminding people like, hey, like this doesn't really mean anything because it's a scrimmage where we're trying to figure things out. Essentially, it's a practice against another team. So it's not like in the end, it doesn't matter what the final score is, but that's the way it's treated. So like, they lost 5-0. 2 of those were PKs as well, but that's because, they were trying different things, trying to see how, like I said, how people react in different positions so that for today against Maranatha, that we're in a good spot. We've learned from, those different things because ultimately like you can practice as much as you want, but when it comes down to games, like that's really what it comes down to is how you react in games. And so that's the purpose of the scrimmage. So
totally agree with you. And like, that's what people don't understand that.
Like, oh my goodness, like why are they losing by that many? It's like, well, you don't really understand. Like it's a scrimmage, not a game.
And we were talking to Coach Megan Bailey this morning, and she was sharing about how they really worked around a lot of different schemes.
Because they tried a lot in their scrimmage on Tuesday.
Yeah. And they learned a lot. They were like, after that scrimmage, they're like, oh, we know what we're going to do now. And I have that same feeling for the soccer team as well. There's still, the thing about soccer, there's a lot of more moving pieces than a lot of other sports. So it sometimes takes a while for your team to really come together with the right formation
and especially
and the right
for them
group of guys.
They're starting 9 new freshmen.
I know.
So like
which is awesome.
Awesome for the future, but like
but it could be awesome for this year too.
Could be, yeah.
You never know. We've shared plenty of optimism for all the sports teams here at Emmaus, because you have the inside scoop. You're athletic coach for basketball, and then I'm just around. Literally, I'm just around.
Sure.
I'm nobody. Goodness, but no,
that's not true.
With that said, like we try to get to know the teams and and watch them and be fans. So I feel like we have a good a kind of a righteous optimism of the teams. And being in admissions, we know who we're bringing in.
Exactly.
So, but with that said, scrimmages went really well.
A lot
volleyball,
of positive stuff for soccer, but
volleyball was incredible.
Man. That was they played Clark's JV team, which
yes.
Clark is an NAIA, so they can give athletic scholarships to their team, and they won 3-1, which is amazing because
and they played.
That was the second time that our volleyball teams have ever beaten Clark.
That's nice.
Or their JV team.
And you said, I don't know, they started some of their varsity members too.
They played some of them in the second or third set. So which kind of happened in basketball last couple of years. But it was just really cool. Like the difference between this year's volleyball team and last year's volleyball team, it is night and day. Like I'm really excited to watch them tomorrow and Saturday and see how they play because like I said, it's a scrimmage though. So it doesn't matter until we get into the game. And so I'm so excited for today's game for soccer and then for volleyball's games to actually be here.
Yeah. And volleyball's got a tough weekend coming up against Manhattan specifically. Manhattan being the reigning champs. Manhattan seems like, I don't know about all the athletic teams, but definitely when it comes to soccer, they're really pushing their boundaries of competition.
Oh yeah. I mean, basketball, they made it to the national championship in basketball this year. So
there you go. So they're traveling. They're trying to find the best teams to play. They got us to play for conference. So Manhattan's always been the older brother of conference. Always been really good. Everyone has had the limelight here and there, but Manhattan has stayed in that limelight for over a decade. The rivalry with all the teams in the MCCC to Manhattan is massive.
It is.
I love meeting people from other schools and then be like, Manhattan, yeah, let's burn them down.
So it's going to be a really good, hard first test to watch and see how they respond in their first volleyball game.
It's going to be fun.
And then they play Barkley on Saturday. And so not sure quite where Barkley's at talent-wise, but we're excited to see.
Barkley, I mean, I would say like within all their...
they always seem to like...
It's all over the place.
Like pull things out. Like,
yeah.
Because they always have like such hard workers and like almost like they're super scrappy. And so they always do better than expected.
Yeah. And like, not even just that too. It's like maybe one year they're not that good. The next year they're like one of the best.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, it's such a roller coaster.
And that's the cool thing about our level. Like, from year to year, you can be like the best, the worst, the best.
Yeah. It helps if there's a D1 college near you too, though. So
that's true.
No shots here though towards Manhattan. But so looking forward to that with those weekend games with volleyball. Super excited for them. Hopefully they can come home getting their first win in how many games?
A few.
A lot, which would be awesome. Oh, I'm excited. I know. I have a good feeling of come Sunday. It's like it's gonna be good. But when it comes to fall athletics,
it will. And then also cross country is their first race on Friday. I think it's in Cedar Rapids, about an hour and 15 minutes away. But the interesting thing is, so this is it's a pretty big race. So they're doing high school boys, high school girls, college men, college women. And so, but the way they're doing it though is it's the same course. And so in college, girls run a 5K, and guys run an 8K, but it's all 5K. So the girls can qualify as a team or individually because you have to have five boys or 5 girls to qualify as a team. We have 5 girls, so they theoretically could qualify also individually, but we only have 2 guys, so they can't qualify as a team. Or they can't qualify individually either because it's a 5K and an 8K.
Exactly.
So it'll be a good warm up for Caleb and for Christian, but I'm excited to watch and see how the girls do. They're coming off the second season we've had, but the best season ever. I mean, they took the nation by storm last year. And like not to diminish any anything from any of the athletic teams last year when it comes to basketball, volleyball, soccer, but cross country. I mean, there was a buzz around them last year. There was.
Like
everyone was so excited about
cross country. They were the sport to watch for Emmaus last year. And
I mean, they were first in the nation in time-wise for half the year, which was awesome.
And retaining a lot of the runners from last year to this year. It's going to be really fun.
We brought back our top 2, so.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun to see where they go this year. But we'll talk about them with some players to watch later. But today.
Cannot wait.
Today we play Maranatha Baptist University in soccer. We're home. We have a young team, young core, studs out there with the beautiful hair, got the mullets with CJ. We have everyone.
So I'm really excited to see
Captain Canada.
Oh, Canada.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. And as you were alluding to earlier, we've not defeated Manhattan in soccer before. And so like, there's a lot on the line, but I'm really excited to see how, cause like in the past they've usually been the benchmark for soccer. And so it's going to be really great to see how the guys play, how they respond, kind of like just gauge where we're at because 3 of our first 4 games are going to be the tough ones. And so it's really going to show the character of this team and the grit of this team and show the identity of this team really.
I'm looking forward to it. I got some people think I'm jinxing them. What? No.
As Christians, jinxing is not
like real. Here's the thing. I might be blinded by optimism. But
let's be honest.
Yes,
we both are.
There we go. We always are. We always are. We're fans.
That's what we're supposed
to do. I just want people to know I'm putting my faith, my trust in Jesus. And that I am a huge fan of the soccer team and I want them to succeed and I see the potential and I'm like, they're going to win.
Like there's a difference between optimism and unrealistic expectations.
Yes.
And we have optimism. We don't have unrealistic expectations.
That's why I have my guarantees. We're going to get a little whiteboard.
At the end of the day, what do we have to do with soccer or volleyball or cross country?
Nothing. I'm not. I better not be in their heads. Their heads better be locked in with a bunch of other things.
Like if I said I think Will is going to ace his college math test,
is he going to fail?
Is he going to fail it now? Like
probably not. Probably
not because I said that. But
it's not going to affect it much.
No, it's not.
With that said,
right? Will not. So
I'm sticking to my guaranteed. We're going to get a little whiteboard. I'm not going to guarantee too much this year. Coaches are already coming to me. Shane, don't guarantee anything for my team. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry. But
we can guarantee a top 5 list. So.
Yeah. So, we will. We're gonna beat Maranatha tomorrow.
So it'll be fun.
I can't wait to be put up on a billboard if Maranatha watches this and they say, look at this loser, predicting, nothing. He sucks. I'm fine with that. Who cares? I'm literally just an admissions counselor here in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm looking to go overseas and to be a missionary. That's what I do. That's me. Just trying to serve the Lord. Throw me up on a billboard. I don't care. With that said,
so in 3 years when they see you, they can help sponsor your missions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
But looking forward to see that game. It's gonna be so fun. I just remember last year tying them. I can talk about this for a while. Let's go into players to watch. Okay. Let's
Shane.
Yes.
Tell me about a player to watch. Who's your player to watch for the soccer
team? I have a lot, obviously, the whole team. First, before I share the one player, I am looking forward to all the freshmen. I'm looking forward to, of course, you got to look forward to all the freshmen coming in, the 9 starters. That's going to be like in and out. But I want to highlight a little bit of the returners here and to see what they can do of leading the team and being the veterans on the field with all the rookies,
the young talent that's
exactly
out there.
So I'm looking forward to that. With that said, my player to watch, I don't know, drum roll. My player to watch is a freshman. I just thought about him when we were sitting here, and it's Tucker. Tucker, our goalkeeper. I'm really looking. What?
You must have stared into my brain.
Were you thinking him?
Yeah.
Loser. You should have gone first. I was going to let you go first, and I was going to go somewhere else. But you could say Tucker too. I mean, but
Tucker.
I think
Tucker. I'm not talking to you.
I'm looking forward to watching Tucker in goal this year because we've really struggled since Gabe Salinas left and graduated to find and replace him as a goalkeeper. This year, watching Tucker in practice, seeing the highlights from the scrimmage. It's awesome. He's flying all over the place. He's running out of the box, grabbing the ball. He is an experienced goalie. One of probably the first experienced goalies we have coming into Emmaus. So, and then also being
played at a high level in high school. So.
And being coached by Coach Eric Rasmussen is just going to help him even perform even better. So really looking forward to see what he does and the impact he brings to the team because I'm a believer that if we had no offense to keepers last year, but if we had
that was our weakness last year.
We had a lot of weaknesses.
That was a tough one.
It was. But with the keeper is such an important role to the soccer team. So with Tucker in that role, I think if we would have had him last year, maybe a keeper like Gabe Salinas or even Eric in his prime for last year's team, I think we would have won more games. So with that said, I'm curious to see how Tucker plays today against Maranatha, also this whole season, but
especially today.
Yeah. So looking forward to Tucker. What about you? You're with Tucker as well?
My person to watch is Tucker because, like you said, like the goalkeeper is such an important position for soccer, and it's been fun, seeing him in practice, seeing him in that scrimmage, and just like he's a very good goalkeeper, and I think having a good goalkeeper changes the season, and I'm really excited to see especially how he does today in our first game. So
it's gonna be fun. Does he wear his glasses out on the field?
He does.
We gotta get some
Rec specs or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Moving on, volleyball. Who's a highlighted player for you?
Okay, so after watching the scrimmage and just knowing this team, my player to watch for volleyball for this weekend is Jenica, our libero.
Awesome.
In the scrimmage on Tuesday, she had a near perfect game defensively.
Wow.
She gave up, I think she had a couple ball handling errors when it came to serve receive, but I was talking to Rachel about this, my wife, who played basketball alum, volleyball alum, and I don't think Jenica had one bad pass at all during the scrimmage. And like, that has been kind of one of the areas that like we've always had really good hitters here at Emmaus, but I'd say defense has kind of been an area that we haven't really had like an elite back row. And man, watching Jenica yesterday or on Tuesday, she's really good. And I'm excited to see how she does this weekend against a Manhattan who has really good hitters and against Barkley. So
yeah, they got
Jenica Beach is my person to watch this week for volleyball.
They got like 2 Taco Falls on their team, right? The Manhattan team.
Yeah, they have like a couple 6'4" girls, which is
fun.
That's really tall for volleyball at our level.
That's crazy, but that's awesome. That's I sadly wasn't there for the scrimmage. I honestly did not even know what was going on. Shane, you're so informed. Wow.
Shane, you're so informed. Wow.
With that said, my person, I got to know them a little bit last year. I visited their school a couple times for recruitment. They're a friend of Tri-State in Dubuque, and I'm looking forward to seeing this player go into her new role. Yeah, Will does know her pretty well, and that's Michelle. So I'm looking forward to seeing Michelle and how she plays in her setter role.
She played so well.
Exactly. And I just heard great things and hearing of some strategies of what the team is doing and how Michelle is such a like impact player for that. And
she's an all around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And bringing her into this new team so that they can move other players around is like Michelle was the player they needed. They needed a setter. They got the setter so they can move other pieces around like Jenica or Lauren and Caitlin.
Sayla.
So having a great setter. We've seen it many years with Hannah Postma. Shout out to the Postma.
Shout out Caleb and Hannah.
The setter is such an important role. So I'm highlighting her because I'm interested, and I'm interested to see her play and how she performs. And it's a pivotal role. You know, it's like honestly kind of like the quarterback of the team.
Yeah, and it's like the goalkeeper. Like if you don't have, like you can have the best hitters in the league, in the conference, in the nation, but if you don't have a good setter,
if she puts Caitlin in the right positions. She puts
Sayla in the right position.
Everyone else.
Sabrina.
Exactly. Sabrina's got hops, man. So Michelle is my highlight player. Seeing what she can do this year.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Will.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Moving on.
That's probably Will's favorite player.
I think he's a fan. I think he's a slight fan of hers.
Yeah. I think we're bigger fans of Michelle than Will.
I think so too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Whatever, Will. Whatever.
We'll see if she watches this podcast. Maybe she'll be blushing, like, "Oh my goodness, Stop. Will." So with that said, Will's blushing. Okay, there we go. With that said,
Shane,
cross country.
Shane, you last year from the things you said, you got Mr. Fessler to hit me.
Really?
I don't want Mr. Striley hitting me in the shoulder this year.
What did he? Because I talked about Landon.
Anyway, moving on.
Landon had beautiful hair. I like his. He got a haircut. I love his short hair. I think it's good. You know, some people say he looks like a 30-year-old. I don't know how that works. He still's got that like clean baby face. It's great. The short hair I feel like makes him look a little more professional. I do love that. I do love his Prince Charming hair from. I think Prince Charming from Shrek, you know, like that's like the same hair Landon had.
Shrek 2, shout out.
Yeah. Okay. Cross country.
Okay. So my person to watch for cross country / who I think is going to do well is Anna Caniglio. Okay. Anna she has the school record for time. Last year, Anna finished 10th in the nation.
Dang.
And I'm really, really excited to see how she does this year and only way she can go is up. And so I'm excited to see how she does this year.
That'd be fun.
Especially this race upcoming as the first of the year.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a little different because usually cross-country races are in the morning. This one's a night race.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that factors in.
It's going to be fun to see her and Kate both perform this year.
Kate was 15th in the nation last year, so it's going to be fun to see those two running. And new freshman friends, Bethany Spicinger too.
Yeah.
So
I kind of went a little... not off script, but I went with someone who I got to know a little more last year. on the ensemble tour, and that's Caleb Ness. I love Caleb.
Shout out Caleb.
Great guy. I love him. He's awesome. He's a student leader this year. Looking forward to see how he can change and impact the community here at MS, change in a good way. With that said, I know this race will not qualify him for a cross country or for nationals, but I'm looking forward to see what he can do as a leader, not just as a leader here at MS, but a leader on the team.
And especially last year, because he didn't run until after preseason. So he didn't run the first 1 or 2 races. So like to see him.
So after a year under his belt, going into this year being like, okay, I'm playing cross country, unlike the previous years or last year when he was
running.
You know what I mean? I'm running cross country. I'm competing in cross country. Playing.
I'm playing
so funny.
Cross country. Yeah.
With that said, looking forward to see what Caleb does as a leader on the team, as well as just what he does within this season early on. He kind of didn't really come to Emmaus last year with cross country on his mind that he was going to compete. So, yeah, looking forward to what Caleb can do. With that said, looking forward to all the matches, all the games this weekend.
Volleyball or soccer will be streamed on our YouTube page. Keep an eye out for our social media posts for volleyball and where those links are to be streamed. And same with cross country. There's not going to have a camera of people running, but usually I don't know if it's this race or if it's the next race, but a lot of times they'll have a chip they'll wear a wristband or have it on like their shirts with their numbers, and it'll say like when they cross the line. So, but keep an eye out for stuff like that. Yeah.
So keep out for the games today, soccer, volleyball, and then cross country. So keep up with just the stats, the athletic page for updates. I remember always last year refreshing for the stats for cross country. So
who finished.
Exactly. So, but before we go, we won't get into the top 5 because we don't have that much time. I think Eric would probably kill us if we went.
He'll just make Will edit it out. So.
He probably would actually. So, but with that said, real quick, we'll tackle the top 5 next time for coffee bean drinks, and we'll have a new, hopefully a graphic. But with that said, what is your go-to drink? The best drink at the coffee bean?
Okay, so it changes by season, but my top coffee bean drink is, in the summer, it's an iced Americano, and in the winter, it's a hot Americano.
Oh, that is so mind-blowing.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness.
Shane, what is your top coffee bean drink?
So for you listeners who haven't been on Emmaus campus or doesn't know much about Emmaus,
we have a very, very, very good coffee bean.
It's actually fantastic. Dubuque is a very popular place for caffeinated drinks, coffee specifically. So a lot of coffee shops are here in Dubuque.
A lot.
And if you look at all the coffee shops, the coffee bean is up there in quality compared to all of them. And
biasly, top 1, but to be realistic, top 3.
Yeah, but also, I mean, quality aside, the price cannot be beat.
Good.
Cannot be beat. The most expensive bean or the expensive drink at the coffee bean is the cheapest drink pretty much anywhere else. So with that said, I'm really basic. I know it's not a special. It's kind of basic. I know it's not really a special drink that they make. It's made out of powder.
Is it pumpkin spice?
I don't know if they can. If that should be shared. I am basic when it comes to pumpkin spice. I do like pumpkin spice, but what I will say is I'm a chai fan.
You're a chai
fan.
I'll
go ice
spice chai or dirty chai.
Spice. So ice spiced chai with oat milk. It makes it creamier. And then with the pumpkin.
I like
pumpkin flavoring. So ice spiced chai with pumpkin. Pumpkin ice spiced chai with oat milk, and you can have oat milk because you're dairy guy.
Free.
So with that said, that's my favorite drink. Your favorite drink. I have a lot of other drinks I go to, but we'll tackle the top 5 next time.
So we have a week for you guys to think of your top 5.
Exactly.
And when we come out with next week's episode, we need your input.
Yes. So comment on our page with your top 5 or just your favorite drink, and then we'll talk about like, oh, this drink so-and-so commented on.
No.
Trash. Completely garbage, like the Blue Lotus,
but
garbage.
Bless their heart.
I'm joking. I love the Blue Lotus.
You might start a war.
I know. So many people will come attack me. Man, all the guys love the Blue Lotus.
Blue Lotus, yes. Pink Lotus, no.
Yes. Yeah. It's sad. I always root for the Lotus. Either way, with that said, thank you for listening, everyone. Follow us on our social media pages, our athletic page, recruitment at page.
Recruit me. So it's Become an Eagle. So go there. fill that out. Come visit us. We have Discover Emmaus Weekend coming here next month.
That's going to be fun. We'll talk about that more next episode.
We will. But registration is open. So we got to figure out, we got to see who's our first registrant, because you might get something if you're the first one. So
you will get a prize. So we got Discovery Emmaus coming up. We have what else? SED coming up, but that's stuff
games,
anyways.
Everything, yeah. So
but follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Like and subscribe, or whatever those YouTubers say.
Hit that bell notification.
Hit the bell note. Yeah, I don't know. But tune in tonight at 4:00 Central Time for the men's
Eagles versus the Maranatha Sabercats,
and watch us get that first W of the season and in Emmaus school history against the Sabercats. So, but with that said, thank you for watching In the Nest, the Emmaus Athletic Sports Podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Go Eagles!